Hey, I'm Merkle Keach. Today I'm here with Dan Coletti, and Dan has now been there for, I guess you could say, a little while. And it was a little bit of an interesting story how he got there. It wasn't something he initially jumped into. We're going to dive into it, find out about everything that he's seen, his results, benefits, where he was before, where he is now with this whole experience. So, Dan, thank you so much for taking the time to come in and do this. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
All right, so let's just jump back. What was life like before? Like, kind of where were you physically, mentally, emotionally? Like, what was it before you ended up hopping
So
on board?
I was big into working out before we had kids. I kind of fell off and I started, I guess, like drinking more beer, eating richer foods. I gained quite a bit of weight while my wife was pregnant, and I I really leaned into that. I guess that was my big excuse at the time was that she was going through that, so I was supporting her. But it turned into excess, and then she joined the gym and got me in about a year later.
So, so you were enjoying that time in life, right? Just kind of doing whatever came along, and obviously
Yeah.
enjoying that. And what did you notice? Like, so you were enjoying. Did you notice different things were happening? Were there energy levels? What, like anything going on? Like productivity going down? Was sleep worse or anything like
Uh,
that during that time?
Not so much productivity wise, but a lot less energy, and my clothes weren't fitting as well, obviously. But it was such a gradual decline that I really didn't notice it. It was over such a long period of time that it really didn't show up instantly. And I don't know how to describe that. It just kind of you get lulled into that feeling.
It becomes normalized.
Yeah, it became very normal to feel heavy.
Mhm. And so your wife, she had the child, and she was going to the gym, but you weren't going to the gym. Was there a reason why she was going, like you weren't, or you just kind of were like, I don't know about this? Like, what was the reason for that?
I just didn't see myself the way it actually or see myself the way I was. I thought I still was the same person. I thought I still had the same amount of energy. And then you start to see pictures of yourself, and then it's obvious that you need to make a change.
So, and how long was your wife at the gym before you
He
ended
was
up?
there for about a year before I decided
Okay, so that
to
whole time.
try.
So then you were kind of going through this, and again, right? You had new baby, so right, sleeping patterns. I'm sure were even like crazier because like energy, all this stuff was kind of a little bit off because of that. What was the catalyst? Like, what was it that kind of tipped you over the side and said, "Hey, you know what? I think I gotta actually start doing something now. Like, something's not the same."
My wife called me fat.
That'll do it. So it's a good wake up call there, and you're like, okay, all right, I got this, right? And so your wife had been going to the gym, so there was no question about where you were going to go. You were going to try this, but were you skeptical about it? Was there something that was like, I don't know, like was there still any hesitation to kind of try it?
I was skeptical about the amount of time. I didn't think 30 minutes of work a day could get me to a point where I would be happy. Because I was used to spending, before we had children, we would spend 2 hours in the gym a night. And I was in great shape, but I just didn't have the time to commit to that.
Okay,
And I didn't think the 30 minutes would be enough.
okay, and so you're convinced to at least just give it a try. So going in, you had a lot of experience training backgrounds, working out. So were you nervous going into it because it'd been a little while?
I was, because the way she had described it, it was a lot of like shoulder, which I have shoulder issues, and lower back movements in my mind. That's what it was. But it turned out that it strengthened those positions in my body that so that I don't have the injuries that I used to have.
Okay, and we'll get into that in a second because I want to find out about some more about that. But I want to know as you walk in, can you describe the difference or what the feeling was like? Because you were in gym for 2 hours. Was it like a kind of a big box gym previously? Like were just weights
Yeah, just
around?
typical chain gym,
Yeah.
wander around. I had a routine, but it took me 2 hours to kind of work my way around the gym.
And so
So
then what
this
was
gym's
different?
small.
Sorry, go
Sorry.
ahead.
Gym's small, quaint. Everybody knew everyone. It was a different feeling.
So a little surprising when you first walked in.
Very surprising, honestly. Yeah.
Okay, and so let's you go through the first workout because it's been a while. When you were done, what were you thinking at that point? Because right, you were like, I don't know about this 30-minute thing. I don't know about what's going on. What did you notice
When
there?
I started the first workout, they kind of dropped a few very light weights in front of me, and I was just looking at them like, what am I supposed to do with these? And then I didn't get through my first workout. I threw up.
Oh, it was like that, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
I went. Yeah, I took a step outside and had to gather myself, and then I came back in and worked
Okay,
through
so
it.
you go through that, and once you were done with that, was your mindset shifted where you're like, all right, there's something a little different here than what I thought was actually going to be?
Actually, it took me almost a month to wrap my head around it. I would go home and I would still have a beer because I call it my recovery drink, and it wasn't a great first month for me because I was extremely sore. But after that first month, that's when it clicked.
Okay, and so by that time, you're starting to get a good feel of what the place is like, the people are there. So can you talk about being a little bit smaller, but can you kind of tell me a little bit about the atmosphere, the vibe? Like, what's the feeling and what makes it really different compared to where you were before?
Well, the trainers would generally know exactly where they left you off the day before the your previous workout. Your people you're working out with are generally the same because it's the same time every day, and they would be supporting you and they'd be building you up even through the entire workout. They wouldn't really be focused on themselves. They'd be picking you up along the way when they could see you struggle. And that was big for me.
And was there a camaraderie? Because was there a camaraderie or a connection with the people that you didn't have when you were in the big box gym?
Oh, definitely, yeah, yeah. In the big box gym, you kind of throw headphones on. You're in your own zone, and you don't really build those relationships, I guess. And that was the big surprise for me at his place.
So you got to know them pretty well. Would you say they kind of in a way maybe become friends to some degree?
Yeah, they've definitely become my friend circle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people may say something at certain places if you find a place like this, but and I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but is it
No.
like a family in a sense? Like, is it like kind of like that, like a gym family, or do you get that type of vibe?
That's how we feel about it. People, they don't criticize us; they make fun of us, and because we talk about it all the time, and they say it's like a cult. But it almost feels like you're there for these people. Like these people are, going through your pains with you, and when you do get injuries, they're there to support you. They send you messages. They're looking after you. Where your other people in your life, they're there and you love them, and but they're going through something with you almost.
So there's this deeper connection there, probably than what you had even expected when you'd walk in, even after hearing what your wife was saying about the experience.
Yes, she described it, and it is, I would say, majority women. But the few men that I have gotten to know there have been, they become really good friends, and we send each other messages of copain a lot.
And so,
So
and so the time we're talking now, how long have you been there for?
I'd say about 4.5 years.
4.5 years. Wow. Okay, so most people start like in January and they're done by March, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, that's multiple training lifetimes. Can you pinpoint what it is that's really kept you there 4.5 years?
Honestly, it's the people. The people keep me coming back. They're the ones that I even on a morning. My general time when I work out is 5:45 in the morning. So we're there 5 days a week, and it's always the same group of people. And you almost feel like you're letting them down when you're not going, because you would hate for them to go through a workout by themselves, because we've all been through that before. But they're the ones that keep me going. My wife too. We like going through our workouts together and what we enjoyed and what we didn't enjoy, and it's a really neat environment.
Now, the other side of it that has probably initially kept you there was, are you going in and you started seeing some results? Like you said, the first month was a little bit tough, right? Things, but did you start seeing benefits, results pretty quickly?
I did, and I would encourage me to even change my diet because uh, I didn't want to feel sluggish in the gym, because those two things definitely were going hand in hand for my journey, I guess we'll call it. Um, I had a terrible diet plan. I Even now it's not perfect, but we're on a roller coaster. But when I eat healthier, I get to the gym and it's better. It's a better workout. So I guess just getting there has really changed all aspects of my life.
And so, what have you seen? Like, what's been? Let's start with the biggest change, the biggest result. What's that been?
Weight loss, I guess.
How much?
I guess more muscle mass, but majority of it was weight loss itself, just fat. Just
Okay. So, where were you before, weight wise, and then where, like, at your lowest point, how much? Like, how much did you end up losing?
so I'm in like a roller coaster type
Yep.
situation with my weight. So I kind of fluctuate normally between 180 and 190 pounds. We'll do fun challenges at the gym and we'll get down to about 180, but comfortably about 185. But when I started there, I was 215, 210, 215, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
But I
And
didn't
so,
feel it. That was the crazy part.
but once you started losing that weight, started gaining that muscle mass, did you start then noticing those changes?
Yeah, I noticed it there, especially at the gym with the workouts. But even going through my regular life, I have a physical job, so even working through my full days, I wasn't as tired at the end of the day, or just things felt easier.
Did you notice, was there issues too in terms of, maybe there was, there wasn't, but were you feeling better about yourself? Like, was there confidence that was it coming back as you were getting back into shape? Had you lost that before? Like, were you noticing
I
anything?
didn't feel like I lost it because I didn't even realize it had changed for me. But I do feel like it really strengthened my relationship with my wife. Like it's a lot better now.
Oh, well, that was probably an unexpected benefit
It
from it.
was an unexpected pickup, really. It's really we have a great relationship
That's very
because
cool.
a lot of it because of the gym.
That's very cool. Very cool. Now, you had mentioned shoulder issues,
Yeah,
some back stuff. Okay, that was bothering you before. When you went in, there was a concern. Were there modifications? Were there things to kind of work around it so that way you weren't going to make it any worse?
but they that's the first thing they start with is what your limitations are, and they work around what you have, or they try to build muscle groups to strengthen or hold your injury. So I have a torn rotator cuff, and I have vertebrae damage in my lower back. So a lot of the exercise is focused on those regions of your body. But even when I'm sore in an injury mode, they'll find a workout that uh, will work for me. So just like keep my consistency there at the gym, and they don't complain about it. They find something different and work with you.
Were you in pain before you gone in?
Before I started working out
Yeah.
there, yeah, I would be constant ache in my shoulder.
Okay. And how about now?
Now it comes and goes. I mean, it's the rotator cuff. So, but
Mm.
they're always looking for new stretches and new techniques to get through these different moments for me. They put a lot of work in.
So with all that work, right? Obviously, with the shoulder coming and goes, you were talking about some of the back stuff. Was there back pain too? Was there changes with that?
Yes, it's far less frequent now. When I do throw it out, I'm out for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. But before, it would take me out for months. So I don't have any cartilage between or any disc between L2 and L3. So it's like bone on bone there. So we've really strengthened the muscles in my lower back to try to compensate and using proper form, which they really focus on.
But the gaps between the times when you're throwing it out and it's hurt, there's a bigger
Far
gap.
less. Yeah.
Far less. Very cool. Anything else that you noticed? Was there sleeping? Were you sleeping any differently? Was there the productivity? Like you said, you hadn't noticed much of that, but was there things and gains along those side with work or sleep? Anything in there?
I'm sleeping a lot better. I do fall asleep quite early now. Maybe it's now the kids are a bit older and I can go to bed, but a lot I think has to do with it. Where if again my sleep patterns definitely show me better gains at the gym, and then my day just seems a heck of a lot easier.
And
That
that's
if I
yeah.
sleep, yeah,
What's
if you get
what's
a
that?
good sleep, if you get a good sleep, I think anything feels better.
No, for sure. And plus, you're doing, the workouts too, right? And that's taking a lot of the energy. So I'm guessing that tires you out in a good way, though, like knowing that you got something done and it allows you to sleep a little bit better.
Our general workout time is 5:45, or mine is. So it's a great start to the day. It kind of gets you going, and when it's done, it's done. So you don't have to. A lot of people dread the workout at the end of the day. So I used to work out at night. I'd rush after work and get there, but then he was nice enough to switch some times up for me, so which allowed me to work out before I got to work, which changed the whole thing again for me.
Very cool. Now, is there anything else on the benefit side? Surprise things that you didn't expect or that you'd seen that we didn't cover?
Yeah, actually, just getting to know people. I struggled with talking to people before, but with this gym setting, you would talk to people you would never come across in life, or just all walks of life. And it's encouraged me to step outside my shell and talk to people. It's been really good. It's been good at work too. It's helped me with that aspect of my life.
Interesting. Very interesting. Now, would you go as far as say this process going through the training 4.5 years has it been life changing for you?
Yeah, it has been life changing.
Very
It's
cool.
uh it's something that I hate to say it, but I've made the commitment now to kind of see it through till the end, because I don't want to say my parents, but you see, as you get older, you drop muscle mass, and I don't want to be in my 60s and making choices that with the activities that I want to participate in. I just want to, move forward and still live my life till I can't anymore.
Yeah,
And
enjoy
this
it.
gym has allowed me to get back into it.
If someone is kind of like you where you were, right? You'd known about it, your wife was going and maybe on the fence, like you thought about a few times, but like, let's say someone's in the same situation. They're on the fence. They're not sure if this is right for them. What would you tell them to move them off the fence to get them there?
It's a short period of time. So for 30 minutes a day, even if you want to try it out, it's 30 minutes of your time. You really can't lose. You'll meet some amazing people, amazing supportive groups that, hopefully you'll be in contact with for the rest of your life. And it's actually fun. It really is. We laugh a lot.
Okay. Well, that's always good because most people hate working out. So if you can have fun doing it, right, that's even better. Well, Dan, thank you for coming on. I think it was an amazing story to hear unexpectedly. Like you didn't even realize what was going on. And then you get these amazing benefits from this entire story. You've been there for 4.5 years. It's now a family event, not just for you and your wife, but it's become an extended family. I think it's amazing. And I just want to wish you the best of luck with everything in the future.
Thank you very much.
All right. Take care.
Bye.